Well, I didn't think I'd be making a video like this today. Uh, as you can probably judge by the title, the day started off really well. For those of you that have followed me for a while, you'd know that I haven't hit a personal record for quite some time. Today was the day that I hit 270. Everything felt good. Went to the gym, warmed up, and there you go. I hit 270. And for those of you that train lift weights, you will know the buzz after a PR lift. The adrenaline, your ears are ringing, head's ringing, you're feeling on the clouds, walking around, pacing around. I sat down in the squat rack to kind of gather my thoughts and think through what led to this 270, which exercises and whatnot. And as I'm kind of like on my phone rewatching the video of the lift, for whatever reason, I clicked on Facebook, and I don't usually go through social media when I'm training. Clicked on Facebook, and the first thing that I see is a post by a fella that I work with called Jack. Jack is a medical scribe that works at the hospital, helps the doctors, with whatever he can with the scope that he's got. I've talked to Jack many times about everything and anything. This post of his wasn't about him. It was about another medical scribe that I also know, but a lot less, Liam. The post was about him and it wasn't good. And there's a link to the GoFundMe page. And so I'm like, what's happening with Liam? What's happened? Then I start reading, as I'm kind of reading through, I start to realize that it's not very good at all. And in that kind of like adrenaline-filled state that I was in, I kind of went from feeling amazing to feeling low and even emotional, because I started thinking about another one of my colleagues that I tried to help. We helped as a community. Laura, if you guys remember, if you were around back then when I was making those videos, probably 2 years ago now. Laura was a colleague of mine that got diagnosed with cancer. And we pulled together, all together, and we helped her out. And that was a very tough period for everyone at the hospital, everyone in the emergency department that knew Laura, worked with Laura. And so I'm sitting in the squat rack today, and I start kind of flooding back all those emotions again. And I do have to apologize to everyone, because I never really mustered the strength to update you guys how Laura went. I should have made a video about Laura back in the day, but I was always chickening out, because who wants to make videos about something like this that's really emotional? Laura fought well, but ultimately lost her battle with cancer. And I just couldn't muster the strength to make a video like this, back then. And even now, after all this time, I still feel kind of crappy, because, the YouTube community came around me, supported me to help her. And that was a really good feeling, I must say. It was a really good feeling, and I felt blessed on so many levels, and lucky to have everything in the life I have. But anyway, today I'm in the squat rack. I see Liam's post. I see Jack's post leading to Liam's post, and I start reading it, and I start getting emotional again. I don't know Liam that well. I don't know Liam anywhere near like I knew Laura. Laura and I worked together for many years. Liam, I've walked past through the corridors and the rooms in the emergency department many times, and he always smiled back, small exchanges, pleasantries. But I don't know much about him. But all I kind of know about him is that he always gave me a warm feeling in those small exchanges that we had, with saying good day. And he always, struck me as a nice fella. And so, for those of you that are going to be interested, you'll see the link down below. You'll see the GoFundMe page. But a summary of what Liam went through. Basically, he had like a 8-month period of having migraines. Eventually, he went to look into it. He did scans, and they found that he had a tumor in his head. then he went through tests and scans and all that stuff. Eventually, he ended up having surgery, and this mass in his head, in his brain, was removed. And initially, it was deemed like it was benign, and it wasn't anything scary. But then after some more lab work, they found that it was actually a glioblastoma, grade 4. For those of you that are not medical, glioblastomas are these tumors. I mean, I'm not an expert in this stuff either, but they're these tumors that like to grow. And even though you remove them, a lot of times you can't remove everything, and they tend to grow back. And so oftentimes you need chemotherapy and other treatments to kind of fight, and prevent it from growing back. It's sad. It's sad because Liam is a young fella. He's in his early 20s, I want to say, paramedic. And he was working as a medical scribe with hopes of becoming a doctor one day. And in this kind of like period of surgery and all tests and all these things, scans, he ended up hearing back from the university and ended up getting into medical school, which for anyone that kind of has been around the game, you will know that it's very difficult to pass all the exams and the tests to get into medical school. So after all of this, he ended up hearing that he got an interview. Then this is all kind of in the period of him being unwell and going through all this stuff. He ends up getting the interview, passing the interview, getting a spot in medical school. And then around that time, he ended up hearing about the lab report saying that it's actually a glioblastoma. So what I want to do is I want to help him as much as I can through the platform that I have. I mean, this YouTube thing, I've said this before, like I don't really, get all that very excited about the views and about the subscribers and whatever. What gets me emotional is when I'm able to use what I have here to help another. And if you've ever helped anybody, you know how good it feels. Especially in circumstances like this. Liam's a young fella. He hasn't even started living life, really. He hasn't really started living. And he's, a nice fella trying to do good, trying to get into a field to help others. And then this happens. So I want to use this platform again to raise some funds so I can send it over to his GoFundMe page. Like last time, I've got some merchandise. I've got some links at the bottom. Everything that you guys buy will go straight to him. All the proceeds. I don't have a lot of the jerseys left. This is a little project. If you guys haven't been following me for a while, I did some jerseys on the side. I ordered a whole stack of them. They came here, and I've been kind of manually selling those. So I don't have a lot of those left, but the jumpers and the t-shirts and all the other stuff is kind of not in my house, and it's managed by another company. So all the orders that go in through there are gonna basically go from there to you. So there's unlimited stock in that. So if you want to help Liam and you want some merchandise from me, a nice jumper or a t-shirt or whatever you want to work out with, it would be great if you could contribute, and I'll send all of those proceeds all the way back, and I'll show you all the receipts and everything like last time. It was a proud moment for me last time, Last time I forwarded the funds to Laura's GoFundMe page, and I put, Ivan's YouTube community as kind of like the person that's donating it. And then there was another person, I think we raised something like $3,000, if I'm not mistaken, last time. And then there was another person off his own back, another subscriber of mine, that donated another $3,000. And he wrote, Ivan Djuric, soldier. I kind of used some terminology in that video, the first video for Laura, where I put, let's fight cancer together. Let's battle cancer together. And he kind of put that in. That was a beautiful moment, man. I don't know, not many things get me emotional, but when I see humanity come together to help somebody else, it's a beautiful thing. For me, not a lot of things get me emotional. Like, I'm not an emotional guy, but things like this that really, really touch me, man. You know, I mean, Liam hasn't even started living. You know, I don't know his situation. I don't know if he's got kids. I doubt he's got kids. Young fella. But I'm just thinking to myself, man, like, it's just so unfair. So freaking unfair. So I want to help Liam. If you want to help Liam, I'll leave the link down below. And we can try and make his fight a little bit better. I'll include the deadlift at the end, since I'll include it here. You'll see the deadlift that I did today. And I'll also have to include a squat as well to keep this squat everyday journey going. I'm not in the mood to talk about the lifts or you know, my thoughts about that at all. I've been completely derailed about all of that. Even though it was a milestone reached today, I don't have training on my mind anymore. You know, I did some squats today. I did a deadlift 270. It all went well, like I said. And I went back to the squat rack. I sit down to the squat rack and open the thing, and I'm like, damn. And I just keep thinking about a quote. I think it was one of the actors. Can't remember which actor, but he said, "The devil comes for you when you're at your highest," or something to that effect. You know, here I am feeling absolutely great about this little thing that I'm doing right now, lifting weights. As insignificant that is, it's just a small little thing, means nothing to anyone in comparison to some other issues and experiences people have. I'm kind of walking around the gym feeling really, really high about all of this stuff. Then I sit down, open this thing, and I'm like, oh my God, here is somebody else having the worst time of his life. Straight away, like my high just disappears, and I'm like, I gotta help. I still can't believe that young people like this can go through such hard times, man. Like, I don't understand why there's so many sick people around me. Obviously, I work in hospital. Obviously, you know, I see suffering and death and illness all the time, but young, fit person to go through something like this, nice individual, it's like, it's so freaking unfair. And it just rocks you a little bit. It rocks you, even though I don't know Liam that well, it rocks you because you're like, oh my God. It's another reminder how these moments that we go through are so, they can change with just a small breeze, you know. I jumped in the car. My wife brought my son out and we were playing in the car. It took me like 20 minutes to leave the house today before I went to the gym. And having a moment, we're taking photos. He's behind the steering wheel, in my lap. We're in the driveway taking pictures, and then I get out, reverse the car, I'm waving. I'm going to the gym, sunny, beautiful day, all windows down. I'm driving, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling great. My core's feeling good. Maybe today's gonna be a good day. I get in the gym, warm up. The bar feels so light. I'm like yanking this thing off the floor. Hit 270. I'm feeling great. I sit down, open the thing, and I'm like, just a reminder, man. It can go like this. You know, you have to be so grateful for every waking moment that you have, every special moment that you have. You have to be so grateful because, man, things like this can just be around the corner. But if Liam's listening to this, Liam, man, I haven't spoken to you much. All I know is I got a very, very warm feeling every time. You know, you smiled every time, you said hi, every single time. I want to help you. And when I let you know, man, that just fight, man. Fight, never give up. And I know you wrote in that post that you're not somebody that finds it easy to ask for help. You don't have to ask for help, man. Help around your community will come. You just have to accept it. Somebody with a demeanor like you, somebody with an energy like you, even drew me in. And we haven't even spoken much, man. It's just your radiance. Something about you made me very sad to hear that you're having this fight ahead of you. It's probably at a spiritual level. I don't know. other than knowing your name, man, I don't know much about you, but there was something, some energy around you that I was like, man, that's a nice lad. He doesn't deserve this crap. And so we're all going to be around you, man. We're all going to pull together. We're going to support you. I'm going to use my YouTube platform as much as I can. There's some really, really nice people here that support me, and hopefully, you know, we can come up with just a supporting hand at least. But I just want you to know that your positivity has impacted people that are close to you, I bet, and even people that are on the fringes of your circles of your social networks. We're all going to come together and help you, man. So stay strong, man. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.